Hello, everybody, and
What's good?
welcome to your AEW Dynamite review. This is Jeffrey,
And your
and
boy
to the
Ryan.
other side is Ryan.
Hey,
What's up,
look, you got it
man?
right this time. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Right there.
That side.
You.
Okay, sure. How are you, my friend? How are things?
Hey, another day, another life, another
Another
child.
dollar.
What's
Hi,
wrong?
child.
Um,
Hello,
but had a
child.
had a good watch of Dynamite the other night.
Yes, I just finished watching it this morning. It's been a little bit of a busy one.
Yeah, I
So
mean it was
every
good. I have one complaint about the entire thing, but other than that,
Well,
I thought
let's just get the
it was a
complaint
solid
out of the way
show.
so we can do nothing but goodness. What is your complaint of the show?
They didn't turn her.
Yes, that's why I made it the cover myself because it was like I
I
get
was,
the long-term storytelling, but like,
but that was the point right there. That
good
right there
Christ,
was
just
the
have her hit
turn.
him with a chair already.
Just smack him. Like I was on the couch going, hit him with the chair. My kids looked at me, but
Oh, I
like
bet
just hit him with
it,
the chair.
but
Like
like, wait,
make the turn.
he
Like
was like, Dad, why can't I hit him with a chair?
you have her doing the dirty pin. You have her basically being ruthless in the ring to fight, but then you don't let her like. You have her basically her whole face is looking half like Malachi Black over there.
Right.
It was my only gripe about the entire show was that particular moment right there.
I don't blame you. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I thought like, is it going to be some weird match at Double or Nothing where she's going to turn or like?
I don't know, but like at the same time, I just don't get it because you don't need her.
I just think you put your female character into your stable, but because I don't like what they already did that with Pac. You know, Pac was the unturnable guy. Now there's then like if she doesn't turn too, then his mist is just stupid mist, and the only people who turn from
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
one person.
One person, and I like the new Penta. I do. I like the more vicious Penta and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I
But
do
like
like that it does like bring out more aggressive sides and stuff, but
he's the
just
only
let stuff
one
be crazy.
who's like I said, really, who's really changed in all of that. And like that was like an instantaneous one for the most part.
Yeah,
This Julia Hart one, it's like taking forever, and it's just
literally forever.
I don't know. I got a lot to get into about the show. There's some exciting news that we saw. Um,
What's exciting news?
that we saw about Dynamite.
Exciting
But
news.
first, we opened the show with what I didn't know I needed in my life: a Jeff Hardy versus Bobby Fish match.
Yeah, you didn't know you needed it, but at the end of the day, it was
Jump
received.
through the ropes, throwing them into the barricades.
It was a very 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 good match to start off.
It
Um,
was, and it definitely. And Jeff Hardy, again, I've been critical about it, and not to be like he definitely seemed more comfortable in the ring this time around,
slow.
as opposed to the tag matches where he was a little more slow, a little more. I don't know if it was the different changing from the type of wrestling he was doing in WWE to here or what it was, but he seemed slow. It seemed a little. He was unsure at times. Whereas with
Hmm.
this match, Bobby Fish, he seemed to be like moving on all cylinders. And I mean, for the most part, he's been a singles competitor for the last few years within WWE. So like,
Right.
I don't know if that's what the change was, and that's why he was moving better in the ring.
Personally, he just looks hurt to me. You know, does he? Does he
Maybe.
not? He looks a little bit injured. He looks like he's kind of moving like in consistent pain all the time.
I mean, that could be. I mean, he could be in consistent pain. I mean, look what he's done to his body his entire life. I mean,
Hmm.
let's be honest.
That'll freaking do it. That'll freaking do it, man.
That's
I
that.
don't know. Everything just seems like it's just like he's moving in slow
But we're
mo.
getting the Jeff versus Darby match because Jeff, obviously, spoiler, Jeff won the match, so it's going to be Jeff versus
Yes,
Darby. We
sir.
got to see the graphic for who's facing who, which is what I want to talk about because I'm excited. So top right corner, Jeff versus Darby. Well, yeah, if you look at the thing, top right corner, it was Jeff versus Darby. That's the first match we're getting. That's going to be hopefully a great match. I'm assuming Darby's going to come out of that one. Just going to put that prediction out there.
Yeah,
Then
I don't think you want to put
then
Jeff over Darby. That
top
seems silly.
left was Kyle O'Reilly taking on
he gets what's his name, doesn't he? Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. So you have Kyle O'Reilly taking on Ray Phoenix over here. Then in the bottom right, you got Adam Cole taking on Dash.
Well, his name's not Dash anymore.
Dax.
Sorry,
Dax.
X.
He's taking on Dax Harwood over here. Then what I really want to talk about is bottom left corner, Jeff. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Taking on a mystery opponent.
No, it's not a mystery opponent.
It's obvious. It's the Joker.
It's the Joker. DC. AEW DC collab.
I like it. Do you think this is when Claudio makes his entrance into AEW?
That's what I feel.
Or does the other man, the myth, the legend, God's favorite champion come back?
Or is it Gargano?
Or is it my man Tyler Breeze?
I don't think it's Breeze.
Breeze
would be a letdown. I won't tell you that right now.
It would not for me. But here's
for
my thing.
You, yes, but for everybody else,
it would be. My problem with this is whoever put in this spot, you can't have Joe. Joe's the champ. You can't have him lose right off the bat, but then you can't have these guys lose right off the bat.
Joe can lose. Joe can lose
Claudio
because he can just lose with interference within the Sanjay Dutt people, like whatever they're calling that stable. They can just interfere in the match, causing him to lose because it won't make him lose his title, but it'll cause him to lose that, and someone can move on. That's how I
get it, but that's more of the other company tactics. You really don't see those type of tactics in AEW. You haven't seen those type of tactics in AEW, really. Minus the Jericho, because they're the entertainers of the AEW crew.
They're the sports entertainers, yes.
So, I mean, you could play that off, but I don't know. I'm hoping Claudio. I would like to see Miro return, though, as well.
I will say the Twitterverse believes they hope it to be Claudio or Miro. Yeah. That's what they're hoping.
Yeah, I mean,
because either you get Samoa Joe and Miro, which is just two big boys, or you get Samoa Joe and Claudio, who had
two big boys
recently had a really banger match. It was the King of the Ring?
Is that the match?
The King of the Ring or something, and it was Cesaro versus Samoa Joe.
I don't know. The match started off with cleared around King of the Ring, but maybe
it was King of the Ring or Royal Rumble qualifier. It was something like that. It was tournament style again, and Cesaro. I remember the match started because he literally uppercutted the death out of Samoa Joe. Like he uppercut, that Swiss uppercut he hits him with, the running uppercut.
That
the match was the bell rang. This man blew off the line like he was an defensive lineman and hit Samoa Joe so fast and so hard that Joe bounced off the ropes and left his whole feet. He didn't even look like he knew. It's crazy to see that because that's how strong that Claudio is.
I mean, he is viciously strong. I'm excited. I don't know when we're getting this match. It's going to be in 2 weeks.
Because I think they said the tournament stuff itself does start next week, right?
Yeah, it starts in Long Island in MJF's home.
Strong Island, as they call it.
So I'm assuming what we have. So we have 1, 2, 3 weeks until the pay-per-view. So they have to do, it has to be, if it's not next week, it'll be the week after because you have to have Wednesday and Friday, and then Wednesday and Friday again, and then the following week before the finals, you have to have the Final Four match, which would be the winners of each of those matches. So, yeah, they have to have – it's going to be within the next 2 weeks, this match. We're going to see who Samoa Joe is facing because the first match is Darby Jeff next Wednesday, I think they said, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is next week. Darby's match is.
So then the other match could be Cole and Dax, or it could be Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, any one of them could be on Rampage. Any one of those three. They haven't announced. I don't think they announced what's on Rampage next week. So
I know of.
It could be the Samoa Joe. I'm assuming it's not going to be the Samoa Joe match only because it's not live and they don't want to ruin it. So it'll be
no. Yeah, the Samoa Joe will be a Dynamite match.
It'll be Dynamite on the 18th. That's when we'll see the Samoa Joe surprise match. That's what we'll see. So we have 2 weeks basically until we find out who Samoa Joe is facing and if it's Claudio, if it's Miro, whoever it is. It's exciting to see. I love when they do the surprises. Also, did you hear they sold out Forbidden Door?
Yeah, with 15 minutes seconds. People are going nuts on Twitter.
11,000 tickets. They still have 2,000 they're releasing, I think, tomorrow or something like that as well.
It just that's instant sellout, man. An instant sellout.
People were saying it wasn't going to be. People are on crack. Get out of here. Just haters.
Come on now, because there's going to be, and it's nutty because you sold it out without like any match. There's no matches on the card. There's literally no matches on the card for Forbidden Door, and you sold it out anyway.
Exactly, because people want to see it. That's why.
Right. So like,
because you're gonna get some great matches. Like half of these guys in AEW wrestled in New Japan.
Yeah.
So like, we're gonna get great matches.
Yuta's going to be in the best of the Super Juniors now. So
yeah, I saw that. That's exciting news. I'm assuming he's gonna go far.
Yeah, I think he's too talented not to. I think he's.
I'm not saying he's winning it, but I'm assuming I'm assuming he'll go far to push him, and I feel like
we'll probably start some sort of feud for Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it's going to build to something like that. That's what we're going to get building to the Super Juniors that he's entered into.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to see if
it's just like one of the things.
I'm waiting to see if we get like a Bryan Danielson in a tournament in New Japan. It'd be great.
Well, I think they're saving whatever dream match they want or whatever. Basically, they probably said, Bryan Danielson, pick the match you want, and we'll give it to you. Because he has plenty of matches. I know he
definitely wants a lot
from there. Right. Like, so I think he'll be like, yeah, I know exactly what I want. That.
I can't wait for Forbidden Door. I can't wait to see what the matches are, what it looks like, how it looks. Hopefully better. Hopefully the card looks better than the game. This week's review.
I'm like,
I struggled with it,
and it does say at the bottom, gameplay is not finished.
No, because like the Nyla Rose one didn't look
as bad
as not even bad. It was just the stalled hitting. I don't know if that was like what they were trying to attempt as like, hey, before they hit them, they're going to stall it, because in the Nyla Rose one didn't have that at all, and I think it needs to be more like the Nyla Rose one and less like.
But I mean, a game in a game in development, and I get it. Like they aren't trying to make it necessarily like WWE. It's not supposed to be like 2K.
No,
because it's supposed to have more of that No Mercy feel. So it's going to be a little.
But No Mercy, I don't remember. I mean, they did have some of the stalls in there, but like
it's going to be a little bit different. Like when the moves hit, they do hit in that like kind of like pow kind of way, which is fine, but. It's one of
there's a fine line though in between them. I think that's where they got to.
Yeah, and I think like there's a lot to come from it.
But after this bad news you sent me about the partnership possibly failing, and it's disheartening. I will say. Yeah,
with Kenny Omega.
Like Kenny loves games and all that, and if they're really trying to take advantage of him and his lack of knowledge of certain things, that's disappointing. I really thought that Ukes was going to have their best intentions. It sounds like they've lost a lot of the gameplay they wanted to put in there, because Hughes was taking advantage of it. And again, I hope this isn't really the case and it's just some flat false information coming from like some
one of these goofy dirt sheets. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a reliable source.
Take it with a grain of salt.
It was a reliable source it came from, if I remember correctly. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm hoping like they got it from like a dirty person that just wants to make up crap, because
there's always something like because
it would explain the 50-man roster. It would explain why they only have 50 people on the roster when they have over 100 people on that roster.
I think that makes sense though, with the budget being overblown and like them not agreeing that that's where you're at. But like 50 on the roster, it's like you're sitting there going, "Geez, like, counting from here, I can't even find you." Like
I want this game, but for only 50 people, I don't want the game for 50 people. Not for.
What's it going to be? 40 men and 10 women?
Yeah, not for $70. I don't want that.
No,
like I want the game, but I'm not spending $70 for 50 wrestlers.
No, I made the my thought process was that the DLCs for it have to be called huge announcement packs.
Yes.
And you can debut a certain amount of them every month.
I assume that maybe they're going to go that route.
I think it's going to be a boatload of DLCs.
Unfortunately, it's going to be DLCs. I was hoping they were
going to be DLC packs, so I don't think it's going to be like this DLC just has Lance Archer.
If you're going to give me the game for like, let's say $40, because it only has 50 wrestlers, and I have to spend another $25 for the DLC part, I'm cool with that.
Oh,
I'm fine with that.
100%.
Give me a season pass and the DLC for like $20, $30. I'm sold.
Yep.
But I'm still hoping it has different features that I don't think it's going to have because of what I read in that article. And that's the downside.
Well, all we can do is hope and then see what comes, because they said there's going to be more in the coming months. So I'm assuming they're going to start ramping up Oh wow.
And
Copy
Stu
total.
Grayson leaving is sad. Ugh.
But it says that basically the door is still open for him, and like he's not like running anywhere.
No, it's just
I think it's just they just didn't come to terms.
I got that Stu Grayson figure, and then I got that news later the day. It was so sad. But I
That was
finally got an
irony.
AEW card, guys. It
That
was
was
it's in
irony.
the Stu Grayson box that I have not opened and will not open, but I have it.
It's there.
I hear it's really shiny though. I hear like they're like a special foil card
Yeah, I have
of them. You
Stu.
you have Stu, okay.
I have Uno,
I know you have Brody.
Brody, and Anna.
So who?
I'm missing Johnny Hungy.
Oh, Hungy's in that one. Okay, I couldn't remember. Is Silver in there too, or no?
Weirdly
It's just-
enough, that John Silver is Johnny Hungy, bro.
I'm sorry. I know Alex Reynolds. I meant.
No, for some reason, Alex Reynolds is like the only one who does not have it. I guess they'll do like a second set of Dark Order, and they'll do like 10, 5, and Reynolds. That would be all you have. That's and Colt
Maybe crap.
is like their own set, but not.
Maybe, I don't know.
Doesn't
We'll
look like
see.
it's happening in the near future. But it's weird to have Silver without Reynolds, because that isn't their other tag team. It's very strange. Just notes, I guess. Then. But yeah. But we got off track, sir. Big time, as they say.
Right.
So what the hell is next on this card?
It's going to be up to you at this point. I got a meeting in 5 minutes, so we got to get through this. They just bumped up my meeting from 11 to now, which meant I could have had Sierra go to school. Whatever. Then Matt and Nick Jackson came out after the ring after this. They went face to face with the Hardys, but didn't attack them, which was weird. Then you had the William Regal package promo, which he had done on Twitter, I guess, or whatever, and people were complaining about it, so they put it in here. And then, sure enough, they had their Blackpool Combat Club match against the Butcher, the Blade, and Angelico.
Yeah, it was a good match, and Angelico is now a singles wrestler with no more Jack Evans. He
decided to depart, but he chose to depart because he said he didn't feel like he didn't fit the mold.
He didn't, so that makes sense. He did not. But yeah, so Blackpool Combat Club again. It was a nice, great match. I like Angelico, or as Regal calls him, Angelico.
Yeah, that was funny.
Regal also was trying to have
Angelico.
Yeah, he is like, I will call him Angelico. But easy win for the Blackpool Combat Club. It was a pretty simple one. And then we had FTW champion Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs backstage with Tony Schiavone. He says that he's not scared and of the tag team champs. Jungle Boy comes out with Luchasaurus and of course Christian. Jungle Boy says something about Starks being spicy. So he wants to spice things up. So they're going to do an FTW title match first, and then they'll do the tag team title match. Starks does accept that and doesn't like that Christian called his sunglasses fake. Then it's announced that Wardlow will be up next after the break to face his mystery opponent. Right after that, we get a promo from Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland with Tony Schiavone. Tony is busy. Swerve says that Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs need to stop worrying about the tag titles because they have unfinished business. So they have a new saying called "Swerve in their glory," which is pretty freaking hilarious. I like it. Swerve in my glory.
I would have gone with
I guess you're becoming
Swerve,
a tag team out of it. Yeah. Swerve in their glory.
I like that. It was solid. It was the way to go.
So next up we had
the match with Wardlow taking on none other than everyone knew who it was with the hints. W. Morrissey.
W. Morrissey it was.
AKA Big Cass.
Yeah, and he looks good, man. He looks real good.
He's doing great things in Impact. And I mean,
but like he's the dude is cut. He's like ready to go.
Yeah, he put on a good show. Well, it was a good match. It was only one power bomb. It wasn't the 4.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's 7 foot something.
But I like how it's like, hey, he was able to power bomb this 7-footer, so it made sense. It was only a 1 power bomb move.
Yeah, there's no symphony when you're 7 foot.
You don't need to sound because like he's big enough that like no one puts him down like that. You put him down with 1 power bomb, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like So it made
He's not
perfect
used to
sense.
taking shots like that because he's 7 foot.
Yeah, it made perfect sense in that
Yes,
scenario.
it sure freaking did, my friend. God damn, this thing is annoying. They move our computers around here, and it's just becoming a real hassle.
Yeah, that was it was a great match. Obviously, Wardlow wins. Then he destroys everybody. All the people come out to put handcuffs. He beats everybody up.
Like
He says, "I
everybody.
want a match."
That was a cool segment. Like he was
Yeah,
he was
he was
connecting on
shoving,
everybody.
hitting. It was
I was tired watching it. Like that's just the adrenaline had been going nuts for that dude.
But obviously, we're gonna get the match, but there's obviously gonna be stipulations. I'm assuming maybe a 2-on-1 at the pay-per-view, or his hand tied behind his back, something
It's gonna be
along those
something
lines.
ridiculous.
We're gonna
and
see
he's
it
still
in next week. It's gonna be a contract signing. We'll see what the stipulations are, but my assumptions are something like that. It's either gonna be arms tied behind his back, handcuffed, 2-on-1, something along those lines are gonna come into play.
it's definitely going to have some kind of MJF-ish stipulation, like that. And I obviously think a contract will be involved in it. Not like obviously a contract signing, but I mean like
his
I
contract
feel
will
like
get in line. Like that,
right,
that was
like
the purpose. He goes, I went out of my contract. I want to fight you and get out of my
it will
contract.
sign like an AEW contract instantly if you win. If you lose, you got to leave the company. Blah blah blah. And
Well,
obviously,
everybody, I'm going to leave the rest
Wardlow
of
will
this up to
be
Jeff as they decided to put a meeting on my plate right now. And bump it
brother,
up.
you have a great one.
You too, and
I'll see
be
you
safe
I'll see you
and
in the
have
later.
fun with the rest of this show. All right.
Oh, I got this. Peace.
Peace.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to your solo show. Now I gotta find my solo things because. All right, we're good. We're back. All right, guys. So we're gonna fly through this thing because that's what we're gonna do. So Wardlow wins that match pretty easily. He beats the living death out of him. After that, Tony Schiavone, who's with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, and Tony Storm. It's their normal weekly backstage interview where they yell at each other. It's kind of weird. Like every week, it's just the same one. But basically, Ruby can't wait to beat up Britt, and Tony can't wait to beat up Jamie. So they will go one-on-one coming up. So they argue and commercial. You come back, Shivani. Yeah, I think Tony Schiavone should be paid the most. He's in every segment. He's in the ring and he says, "Here's Hangman Page," and then Hangman turns heel. Just kidding, but kinda. So it's very weird. So he cuts a promo on CM Punk, and I guess he is going heel for this title defense. So he starts going at he says some crazy shit. He says like that you think that he'd be happy and can't wait to talk about, facing the best in the world, but instead, it won't be a quote masturbatory Bret Hart tribute match. Page says he's going to absolutely destroy CM Punk, and he even goes at a fan who has a CM Punk shirt and says he's going to be asking for a refund, or you'll probably burn the shit altogether. So Page really was like hot over this. Like it was cool though. He said he's going to embarrass Punk. So it's kind of cool. I think it's a different side of Page, but again, as a world champ, this dude is great. It's so Page gets his microphone because I think Punk is recording for Mayans. He's apparently going to be there throughout the season. Yummy. Flyers suck, but the water's delicious. All right, so then we get the three piece of Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh backstage. It's nice that AEW brings the red carpet out for all the international talent except for Satnam Singh. Lethal says AEW is backing the wrong horse with Takashita. And that will be a match on Rampage. Takashita will get Jay Lethal, which is going to be a good match. Takashita's looked really good so far. Next up, we had Chris Jericho of the JAS versus Santana. This is a match I didn't know I really wanted, and I really loved it. Santana is really good. And Chris Jericho, now that he is Thin Jericho, he's back to really being enjoyable in the ring, and he's not all blown up and like looks like a disaster waiting to happen. Hell of a match. And at the end of the day, though, this match was what every other match is, and that is it's another one of those numbers game matches, So it's all about the numbers game. So that's going to keep being said until it's evened up with whoever they have planned for that. Um, so Jericho does at the end of the day after Ortiz steals the bat and he starts hitting everybody with the bat. Jericho, as a referee, again distracted, he low blows Santana and then hits him with the old Judas effect and gets the 3 count. Chris Jericho gets the win. Um, so they just beat up Santana and Ortiz, and obviously Kingston's not in the building because he's on fire. Then Samoa Joe cuts a promo on Jay Lethal, saying that he's coming for Lethal. So that'll be something to go into on Rampage. By the way, guys, remember Rampage is on at 5:30 tonight. That is a nutty time. We get back from the break, and Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, Austin, Colton, Billy Gunn, they become best friends. The Acclaimed and them join forces, and Billy says, and I quote, "Stick it in there," and all of them scissor each other. And then so it's going to be a super group here with the Acclaimed Club. You're welcome. I said it. Then we get the promo that we already spoke about with Julia Hart and Brian Pillman, Griff Garrison, the Varsity Blondes with the House of Black. They struggle to. She struggles and struggles and struggles and still does not turn. Then the save comes when Death Triangle comes in the ring. So we'll get something out of that. And then Ray Phoenix just stays in the ring because he has the next match. Is it Ray Phoenix versus Dante Martin in the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Qualifier? This match was exactly what you thought it was going to be, and it was amazing. These two guys use the ropes like everybody else uses the canvas. They are just so good at everything they do. We've had everything from there. It was just a hell of a match. We had that Spanish Fly where they both landed on their feet and looked at each other like, I ain't gonna do that. Dante hits a huge poison Rana, which was really awesome. And Ray Phoenix is so good too. So it's like he sells it as well as he delivers it. But he gets his packet pile driver is I guess what he's using right now. So Ray Phoenix wins with that, and so Ray Phoenix is in, as we already spoiled for you earlier when we were showing the bracket. Um, then we had Thunder Rosa comes out to have a promo battle with the number one contender, Serena Deeb, who she says was like very influential on her. But Serena Deeb says the only way that this division will become the best division is if the belt is around the best wrestler in the world, and that is her. So that will start that reign. We have 3 weeks until Dynamite or until Double or Nothing. So we will see where that all goes before then. Then we have the main event, and Maryland, get on your shit, man. Like we had Donna Prazo versus Mercedes Martinez, and it was quiet for the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. So Diana did not honor the code of honor by shaking hands before the match. She kicked her in the hand instead. So then, ding, ding, ding. Here's the bell. It was a very good match. It wasn't like 5-star classic. It was a good match though. But in the end of the day, Dragon Sleeper is applied. Diana has to tap, and that is it. Mercedes Martinez is your undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Championship. This makes sense, obviously, because it's an AEW talent, and I don't think that Diana's and Impact is necessarily working that closely with AEW the way that obviously Ring of Honor works with AEW. It was cool to see Diana on Dynamite, but overall, it was a good match. But so Mercedes Martinez is getting a chance to see what she can do with the championship, which is awesome. That was your Dynamite for this 5-4 edition, the May the 4th be with you edition. Was May the 4th be with you edition, right? Yeah, sure was. I don't know that because I don't really pay attention to Star Wars, but that's a thing I'm told. But guys, yeah, it was a very overall really good match. It was fun. Yes, before I get out, I did was that Darius. There's Ryan. So he's still trying to chime in. So Yeah, apparently, so Darius falsely was told they were falsely told that he tore his ACL again. And then he showed a picture of himself and he looked all banged up. And apparently he was all banged up because he got in a really bad car accident. And that car accident kind of caused him to he had like a neck brace, he had his arms taped, a lot of cuts and bruises. So he was actually in a really bad car wreck and is recovering. So get well soon, Darius Martin. Um, it sucks that you keep having these bad breaks, but um, get well soon, dude. Health is first, and the ring is always going to be there. Your brother will always be there. So, um, yeah, prayers up for him. Other than that, man, I don't really have anything else. So thank you, Ryan. So until Rampage tonight at 5:30, so in like 6 hours, um, we're out of here, and potentially we'll be back. One of us will be back in the next like 6 hours, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. We'll see. But guys, again, thank you for tuning in. Remember, guys, please follow, like, subscribe on YouTube, watch us on Twitch, uh, and make sure you hit the notification bell on YouTube as well, so that you'll know when we go live. It's very importante. So again, guys, thank you again. This was your AEW Dynamite review from Baltimore, Maryland was the location. So again, guys, thank you, and good day to you. Good day. Bye now. Bye.